Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do, guys. I am gonna allow myself to have a section where it's like feminist slash disability advocate rants. Um, and the first one I want to do is Little Mermaid, so if you want to shut the video off, please do. Um, because if you're a fan of the Little Mermaid, I do not want to be one of those jerks who destroys it. Because I know it's based on a European fairy tale and the context of the times and everything else. I do realize that, but there were some things about the original Disney one that even at a young age I just didn't appreciate. And I know that like some people would say the same thing about my favorite Disney movie of Snow White. They'd say it's very Eurocentric. They'd say why is the fairest of them all stark white, and I do understand those criticisms to my favorite movie as well, and I do apologize if you've ever been offended. The reason why Snow White is my favorite though is not only did she remain super nice despite all the quote unquote trials that she faced, and was really nice to people who didn't really get her, like Grumpy. Um, um, the prince carries her at the end. Like if you remember that, the prince carries her and puts her on the horse. And I think that's the one that made me go, there's a prince that could love me too, because I needed to be carried. That's why I knew at a very young age, I needed somebody to carry me. And I guess that's why the Christian context of being carried like a lamb really suits me as well. Or being carried by Jesus really suits me as well. But when it comes to the Little Mermaid, that's where I get the most feminist, really. Because it's like the whole message of that movie. And yes, I've read some papers where it's like, well, it's representative of the trans community. Great. Love you. And I'm so glad you see it that way. From a quadriplegic perspective, I always found it like, great. Now they're saying that the only way to have a happy life, a less limited life, is for those things you walk around on and want to run and want to be part of a world and having to give part of yourself. And I guess it does have feminist undertones in that the idea is give them. Ariel had to give like the best part of herself to get the legs. That's something I could argue as well. But at the same time, she still decides to fit into her man's world. It's not this, hey, can I go and swim, every 6 months of the year we can vacation. I never saw the second one, but I remember the commercial with the guy actually wanted to get things, and so maybe they were trying to fix the ableism, I don't know. But I remember they have Ariel going, she can't know about Aladdin. She can't know about the place that we've come from, and I'm like, like, that's, like, I think they were, again, maybe trying to fix the whole, oh, I'm gonna leave my entire life behind. And I guess you could argue Blake's very Christian as well, like the Pilgrim's Promise or whatever. But at the same time, it was just kind of like, well, I'm pretty too, and I don't need to walk, And so when you have those images for kids who don't understand, okay, this is maybe a metaphor for the beauty standard or whatever, and they just see it as kind of walking equals Prince. That's the problem I have with it. Walking equals love. And I think the reason why I'm doing this today is I haven't given up on God. I know my family loves me, but some weeks it's just, I feel that sometimes I just really have to get deeper. Because I notice how people mention that Tracy's haircut looks like a boy, or more often than saying what somebody else kindly said, which is hopefully this video will help remember your memory better. And I think there's just some times where it's like, God, dang it all, like, God help us, we deserve to be loved too. And here's another thing, that's another direction that Disney hasn't gone yet. And I know Disney is making, and I know homophobia is alive and well. I know. Otherwise we would not need documentaries like 1946. But it's interesting that even after all this time, Disney has not made, Disney or Pixar has not made a LGBTQ friendly princess either. Or prince, or, just someone who's they've made tomboys, but that's another place they have not gone in, and I know change can be glacial, but I think we need to stop having these, we do need to think about stopping having these messages of only some people allowed to have love. And I know Disney isn't the happily ever after that we should aspire to. Growing up is realizing that Disney is maybe a way for kids to understand in, being nice to each other and heroism, and it's a great way that way, but it's not a good way to understand relationships. I'm not against the happily ever after. All I'm saying is sometimes Snow White and her husband get a fight. You gotta wonder, like, sometimes she didn't say, you wait until spring. You didn't come to the castle door and try and find me after I disappeared. When you didn't wonder why you didn't see me anymore. Like, so I'm not saying we need to change it all to that stuff and take out the romanticism. No, that doesn't help us either. But at the same time, I don't know, I think because cakes is so impressionable, we need to understand the power of content. We need to understand the power of seeing a character, whether it's in magical context or not. Being represented, and then maybe the person who's a dwarf literally is seen as a friend who celebrates the able-bodied person, but doesn't necessarily, like, it would be nice, like, say, if years later, instead of making all these remakes, we brought together dwarfs that were, you know, also female, and you make this whole feminist story about, you know, a female dwarf working in the mine, you know, not having all the really tough stuff, but just understanding, you know, she can build a picture as anybody else, and maybe then they can find somebody. I don't know if I'm remembering, but it's just been on my mind a lot, because I think a lot of times we see disability as perpetually single. We either see them as children, or we see them as, you know, I love K-Fox, you know, I love Joseph Merrick, but they were, because of their lives, because of Carrie's mission, because of Joseph's time period, they were single men. And and the only love thing that I've seen work out is from a French film. It's called The Untouchables, and it's a lot happier than the title sounds, because it's about this African Parisian who gets work with a quadriplegic male, and so at the end, the quadriplegic actually finds somebody, and it's really nice. But the American version is just this idea of, you can't find somebody from the outside, you only can find somebody in your circle who's been harboring secret feelings for you, but you're just too stuck in your disability to notice. And that's kind of a good message, but it's kind of not. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I've probably lost several people by now, but, you know, it's just been on my mind. It's like, we deserve love too. And I think that's, like, a big thing, and one of the reasons why maybe I get so mad about, you know, like, just seeing, like, this special section for those of different alternative sexualities. That's fine. You know, I love Harvey Milk. I just wish there was a couple movies where cute, sassy girl in a wheelchair actually finds somebody cute. You know, without it seeming like this huge, heroic effort on the other partner's part. Like, I just wish it was a bit more normalized. And I hope that makes sense. Anyway, God bless. Hope I did not destroy your favorite movies. And please take care. Whoops.